Your legs are either straight or your knees are bent and your feet are on the floor, whatever feels best for you right now. And as you breathe, just a simple inhale and exhale, feel your belly move. Each time we get on our yoga mat, we start to find our center. Each time coming home to our bodies, allowing our minds to settle down. Really let yourself settle in. If your chin is really reaching up toward the ceiling, lengthen the back of your neck. See if you can find the center of the back of your head so your head's not turned one way or the other. Shoulders even. Your hips feeling evenly weighted on the floor. Your feet or your legs feeling pretty centered, pretty even. And just always remember to be mindful of your practice, of your individual body, that you don't do anything that hurts, anything that you know is not appropriate for you as we go through this practice. And then if your legs are straight, go ahead and bend the knees. Go ahead and put your feet on the floor, your feet or hips width apart. And then take the arms overhead, keep the elbows bent, and just let them rest overhead. If they don't easily touch the floor, if your hands don't touch the floor, then take the arms out, more cactus pose, something that's more comfortable for your shoulders. Or put a blanket or a pillow underneath your arms. But then notice how that affects your whole torso, right? If we do nothing else, we take the arms overhead, the ribs start to reach out a little bit as the shoulder blades draw down. So just soften the ribs toward the floor. Don't force it, don't flatten the back all the way. Just soften them down to the floor to come more neutral. And notice how that feels. And then take the arms more to a cactus pose or field goal post, right? Take them out to the sides and press the backs of the arms into the floor. So you feel your back body start to engage a little bit. Take your feet wider on your mat so your feet are more to the edges of your mat. And let the knees drop over to the right. Go easy here. Just see where they will go. Your head stays neutral or it looks to the right. So we're not taking the head the opposite direction. And then inhale, bring the knees center. Exhale, legs go to the left. Good, bring it center. Exhale, right side again. Just starting to warm up here a little bit. Going slow. Inhale, center. Exhale, legs to the left. Good, one more time. Bring those legs to the right. Hold it here. Feel as if the left leg from the hip to the knee gets a little bit longer. So maybe press through that hip bone just a little bit, just to get a little more stretch. If you feel marvelous here, stay right here, or take your right foot and just let it drop on the left outer knee or left outer thigh, just to add to the stretch. You'll know pretty quickly if this feels good to you or not, and if it doesn't, just don't do it. And feel the stretch along the whole front of your left hip, that left psoas muscle, maybe into the ribs. And then finally take your left arm and reach it overhead. Big stretch here. Release that left arm back to a cactus. Release your right foot if it's sitting on your left leg. Take your knees to center. Go to the other side. Pause here. Just check it out. How does it feel to you? And then lengthen from right hip bone to right knee. Just feel that little extra stretch and see how that feels. And if you want, the left foot comes to the outer right thigh or outer right knee. Be mindful here. Trust your body, trust your instincts. You'll know. Press back through the upper arms, upper shoulders. And then the right arm reaches over or reaches above so that you get a little more stretch. Big long line from the right knee to the right side fingertips. And then release the right arm back, take the left foot off, bring both knees to center. Center the hips if they got a little bit skewed, and then just simple windshield wiper of those knees a couple more times just to make sure we're back to balance. And then knees to center, release the arms, bring your knees to your chest. Good, and then you're gonna take the knees to 90 degrees, or the legs to 90 degrees. Watch the low back here, don't overarch. And then take the arms back to cactus pose, but have the elbows centered. So if you were to look, your arms and your knees are, or your arms and your legs are mirroring each other, right? I'm looking, I've got everything kind of squared. Inhale right here. Exhale, open both. Inhale, bring them together. Exhale, open them both out to the sides. Good, take them in. Exhale. Now, a little bit more core work if you don't let those knees come up past the hip line, right? So the belly stays engaged the whole time. We're simply opening and closing the arms and the legs, keeping it simple to start. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, open it up. Good, one more right here. Keep them all together, keep them all centered, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Draw the shoulder blades back, squeeze through your belly. Inhale. And exhale, open it nice and wide. Hold it right here. Be mindful again. Watch the low back, watch the hips, the legs. If this is too hard for your hips, your legs, your knees, hands don't stay up, they stay underneath the thighs instead, right? Just so we can support. All right, so here we go. Inhale right here. Exhale, squeeze them in. Inhale, open them up. Exhale, squeeze them in. Good. Now pretend you have some resistance, right? Between the arms, between the legs, as if you're squeezing something together. You're squeezing a beach ball in the center. Good. Open them up. Exhale, squeeze. Good, and open. Squeeze it together. Two more right here. You should feel your inner thighs working. You should feel your chest working. And open. And squeeze. Hold it right here. Draw the shoulder blades back. Open the arms so they're hips width apart. Lower your right foot, your left arm. A little bit of core work. Most of you know this one by now. Big deep breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right leg, left arm. And center. Exhale. Bring it center. Good. Right leg lowers, right arm or left arm lowers. Hold it right here. My right leg is hovering. Find your breath here. And then take the right arm and reach it for the right leg and lift up. Find both arms reaching for that right leg. Some little bit of core work. Find your breath. Lower your upper body, both arms up, both legs up. Switch sides, left leg down, right arm down. Breathe. And again, down is not really to the floor, the legs hovering. Find your breath. And then reach the left arm toward the left leg. Start to lift the torso as you take the right arm there as well. Watch the head and the neck. If you've got some neck stuff going on, one hand behind your head is so good. Big deep breath. Lower everything up to center. Good. Take everything out to the side. So we're back to this wide leg pose. Draw your shoulders, squeeze through your belly. Take the arms up, but leave the legs. And then feel your belly squeeze in as you lift your torso up toward the ceiling. Oh, Lordy B. I'm looking at the ceiling. My head's pretty neutral. One hand behind if you're feeling that strain. And lower down everything to center. One more right here. Open the legs. And instead of reaching forward, you're reaching up. Take it up. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Hold that squeeze. Bring the legs back. And lower everything, knees to chest. Rock side to side. Both feet to the floor. Take your left leg up. Externally rotate the legs so the toes are pointing out to the side. Bend your knee. Come into an easy figure four. Nice and easy. Draw your knees to chest. Stretch out the left hip. And then notice if you flattened your lower back. If you have, take a little bit of space there. So drop or anteriorly tilt your pelvis so that you have a little space there. Big deep breath. Notice the shoulders. Take the arms back to cactus pose. And draw the shoulders down to the floor. Squeeze the low belly in some so that we have nice engagement there. And then just start to move your right knee away from you as if you were gonna put your right foot on the wall in front of you. Pause part way, so feel the arch in the lower back, squeeze the belly down, working with our core. Big deep breath, and then bring the right knee all the way to chest so the back flattens, the pelvis tucks. Good, two more right here. Push the foot away, keep good contact, your left ankle to your right knee, squeeze it back in. Press the shoulders, arms to the floor. Last one. Push it away. Maybe the leg straightens. Watch the lower back. And then squeeze it all the way back in. Lower your right foot to the floor. Release your left leg. Take it up to the sky. Point and flex that foot. If you can, you're keeping the shoulders, chest open. Circle the left ankle one direction and then the other, and bend the knee, put that foot on the floor. Good, other side, right leg reaches up. Externally rotate the leg, toes pointing out, bend your knee, and place that ankle on your left knee. Bring both knees to chest, feel that. Notice, right, so we're not using the arms and we're not using them on purpose. What we're actually grounding the upper body so that we can play with the lower body. The belly is toned right here. We're finding that nice stretch without flattening our lower back. And when you're ready, start to press the left foot out. You don't have to go all the way. Notice as you come part way out, maybe halfway out, everything wants to come off the floor. So I'm going to push down a little bit more into core, and then bring the knee back to chest, left knee back to chest. Exhale, push the leg away, maybe that leg straightens. And in. One more right here, push, stretch the left leg, keep it active. And bring it in. And lower that foot to the floor, release the right leg, take it up to the sky. Point and flex. Just stretch out ankle. Circle the ankle one direction. And circle the other way. Good, and then bend that knee, put that foot on the floor, keep the feet together, open the knees out to the side. So a supine Baddha Konasana, and then just rock a little side to side. So you're rolling over those hips, rolling over the glutes. There you go. And then come to center, press into your feet. So legs just got active. And here we are again, elbows are out to the side. I want you to bring knees together, elbows together. And then open them up. Pretty easy. Bring them in. Exhale them open. 3 more right here. Squeeze them in. Pretend you're squeezing through mud, right? So that you have some resistance for those muscles to work. And 1 more right here. Open them. Squeeze them in, and then open them back out to the side. Hold right here. Now, again, be mindful. As you press into your feet, I want you to see if you can lift your hips an inch or 2. If this hurts your feet, your ankles, or anything else, please lower back down. But if you can, your hips are lifted an inch or 2. You're squeezing into the feet. You're activating those hip muscles. If you're starting to move around, bounce around, that's normal. So maybe you smile instead. Maybe you hear a little rhythm in the background, right? We're just going to hang out here and see what those hips can do. See if you can squeeze the outer hips, the outer glutes towards center without affecting your lower back. Good. Maybe bring the knees in an inch. Watch the ankles. I'm really on the sides of my feet more so than I'm on my ankles. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring the knees in another inch. You still have quite a ways to go. Keep squeezing. If you're rocking and rolling here, just let it be. If you're tired, come on out. All right, almost there. Bring the knees up a little bit more. The feet are starting to flatten a little bit more. Squeeze those butts. And release the feet. And lower the hips. Bring both knees to chest. Good. Just 1 more here. You're going to take your hands to your outer thighs, right at the knee, kind of right at the knee crease. Your knees are bent, your heels are down by your hips. And then just straighten them right here. So wide leg again. Bend them and straighten them. Good. Bend and straighten. Bend it. Straighten them 1 more. Good. Bend those knees. Straighten the legs. Squeeze your belly. Take the arms out again. Drop the shoulders. As you bring everything together, I want you to cross your right ankle or your right leg in front of your left and cross your right arm in front of your left. So you're crisscross here, right? Bend both knees. Bend both elbows. If you can, you're coming to eagle arms. You're touching palm to palm. If you can't, just leave it separate. And if you can, you're wrapping those lovely legs into a pretzel for a supine eagle pose. If your ankles don't wrap all the way, just take your right ankle, your right outer ankle to the outer left. No big deal, right? Just breathe. Release the legs, release the arms, take everything back up and wide, and then go the other way. Your left ankle, left leg's in front, your left arm's in front. Everything starts to wrap up into your version of a pretzel. Breathe. Belly is toned here. It's not overly working, but it's keeping those hips even on the floor. Big deep breath, everyone. And release arms, release legs. Bring it all together. Bend your knees. Rock to your side and press all the way up. Good. And once you're seated, Lots and lots of options here. If you have a pillow or a blanket and you want to sit up on that, feel free to do that. We're going to start with our legs wide, which is a little bit tricky. And the reason it's tricky is because once those legs go wide, if our hips are not able to flex enough, we can get into the low backs. That's where it would be really awesome, really helpful to lift the hips up off the floor a little bit. So blanket or pillow or something. And then take each thigh and internally rotate it. So you're dropping your inner thighs toward the floor. That widens the sit bones, it deepens the crease of the hips, and here we are. If you go really wide and that hurts anything, shorten it up. Now dig your heels toward the floor. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, I'm mirroring here, so take your right arm down to the floor and stretch your left arm overhead. Watch the head here, don't drop your ear. Keep it neutral. Now press strong through your left leg. Press strong through the left leg. Big, big stretch. Inhale, take it center, both arms up. Let the left hand come down, take the right arm over. So good to stretch out. Notice if you're starting to round back. See if you can stay more upright. Even with the chest, right? Don't let it round. Good. Inhale up. Listen up, twist everything to the right. Keep your legs active. Take the hands down, your left hand to your right knee. Open both shoulders. Press down through the legs. Find your breath. Nice, inhale, reach up. Twist everything to the left, don't overdo. Hands down, finding that twist. Inhale, everything centered. Exhale, hands behind you, fingertips. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, and just feel the stretch. I know some of you can take your bodies flat down to the floor. Bless you. I cannot do that, especially with wide legs. I'm going to honor the process and not feel any strain, especially for me and my knees. So if your fingertips are back and your lower back is neutral, that's wonderful. If you can take your fingertips forward, keep the chest tall, not round into your lower back. Come on forward just a little bit. Big deep breath. Right, where's it going to go for you, right? Inner thigh work can be so tricky. Make sure the legs are internally rotating to keep the sit bones open. Good, one more big deep breath here. Do not force this. Your body is telling you this is not good for you. Listen. All right, come on up. Whew. Take the insides of both knees. Bend those knees. Take the soles of the feet together. And here we are again, Baddha Konasana. Nice deep breath. Again, I can't stress this enough. Lower back should not be rounding here. If they are, fingertips behind. Give yourself a little bit of assistance here. One nice thing to do is just take your hands to the floor, lift your hips and kind of rock forward back. And when you head back again, press it back anteriorly, tilt the pelvis, drop the hips again, and see if that helps this whole complex. It depends on how you're built. If it's not working for you, don't worry about it. Good, feet together, hands are either on your knees, not pushing down, or at your ankles, right? Just open the chest. Big deep breath. Can you separate your toes away from each other? Can you press the feet together? Can you activate the inner thighs and the hips all at the same time? Deep breath. Good. If you can let go without rounding, take the arms out to the sides. Cross those arms, your right arm underneath. Sorry, I'm not mirroring here. Take your right arm underneath your left and come to eagle arms. Shake your head. Release that tension from your head, your neck, your jaw. Find your breath. And then release the hands. Slide elbow to opposite hand. So you're almost, I don't know, you're creating a little square here with the arms. And then see if they'll go overhead. Big stretch here. Feel the shoulder blades draw in, tone through the lower belly. Find your breath and release it. Shake it out. Good, take the arms up. Exhale them out to the side this time, opposite direction, right arm above left, coming back to eagle arms. Have you forgotten your feet? Can you press into the feet, keep the hips active? Notice, and then release, spread out, take the arms overhead. They're in that little box pose, right? Elbow to opposite hand. Ah, breathe, nice little back bend here. And release those arms, lean back, and just cross your legs into nice, easy, seated pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Good. Now, I want you to pretend you have a wall right behind your arms, and you're pressing your arms into the wall. So I'm not taking my elbows back. I've been playing with this a little bit. You're not taking the elbows back. The elbows are out to your side shoulder, but you're squeezing the arms into the imaginary wall. Great. Now leave, I'm gonna mirror here, so sorry to keep going back and forth. This will be your right arm. Leave that right arm where it is. Take your left arm across. And just see how close you can get one arm to the other arm without twisting. And open it up. Go to the other side. Squeeze it across. And open it. You got it. Good. Squeeze the left arm across. And open. Other side. Squeeze it across. And open. Good. This time, bring the left elbow toward the right. Hold. And then twist everything to your right. Your arms are still separate from each other, but you're working the body, the waist, pretty strongly here. Keep the energy in the arms. Take everything to center, open them up. Take the right elbow across, squeeze that elbow toward your other, and then twist to your left. Big deep breath. And take everything center, open those arms. Inhale up, exhale right to your heart. Roll your shoulders back. And breathe. And then let those go. Good. Last one here from a seated standpoint. Legs come out in front of you and then lean back into your hands. The only thing I ask is that you don't collapse the chest. Take your right leg mirroring here. So take your right leg straight, bend it, and take it on top of your left knee. If that's too much, just take the left leg a little bit straighter. So basically a seated figure four, right? All there is to it. As your body allows, try to move to the sit bones and lift your torso so that you're sitting more upright. It should feel really nice on this hip, right? That bent knees, hip. Breathe. Lift through your chest. Engage your belly. Take some of that rounding out of your lower back. And just notice. Now, some of you have the hip flexibility to bring that foot up way up, right? Way, way up. Some of you, not so much, so don't worry about it. Big deep breath. And if you've taken that foot way up, walk it out a little bit. Good. And then slide your right foot over your left. So you're sitting basically cross-kneed. Take the hands back behind you. And then just walk your right foot out to the side. Guess where we're headed here? A little bit of cow face legs. And right now I'm way up, I'm seated way up. Some of you have hip structures that keep those hips from opening up just like this, so don't worry about it again. Either you're sitting upright, you feel controlled, you've got your hands behind you, or you're slowly walking those legs out to the side as the knees drop to the floor. There's lots of variations here, so don't be worried. You can take the knee out. You can take it out as far as you want. You can be in a cross-legged pose, just a little narrower. Wherever you are, it's perfect. If we can learn one thing from yoga is we work where we are. We work where our individual bodies are in this moment, right? If I did what I was doing 20 years ago, I don't know, that'd be cool, but it's just not going to happen. Some things have gotten better, some things not as much, right? So we play where we are. Just notice how this feels for you. For some of you, particularly the women, some of the guys, this is not a difficult pose. For others, this is never, not this lifetime, right? Bring what you have to the table. Deep breath. Good, and then lean back, undo, redo, other legs on top, drop the heels. So you can see the starting pose is just knees are way up on the floor, but the feet are on the floor, so I feel really supported here. And that might be your cow face legs. Otherwise, walk the heels out, drop the knees down. Another interesting thing, I didn't say it on the other side, is if your heels are closer to your hips, I find that way easier. If the heels are a little further out, more of a kind of almost straight line across, it's much more challenging for me in that hip. Sit up nice and tall. Shoulders are wide, head is neutral, low belly tone here. Maybe you close your eyes and breathe. Big deep breath. Good, one more deep breath here, finding your version of this pose. And then lean back, undo the legs, straighten them out, nice solid Dandasana, flesh moves out from the sit bones. I love Dandasana now, I didn't always. It's a wonderful neutralizing pose. It gets everything back into alignment. Shoulders draw back. Again, low back stuff. Hands stay behind so we can stay in this nice neutral torso. Otherwise, maybe the arms come up, right? So belly tone, shoulders are equal to the sides. I'm not dropping or rounding forward. And then fire up the legs. Really just like, make them super energized. I'm pressing them down to the floor. I'm almost squeezing them together, not quite, but bringing that energy toward the center line. Big deep breath. Lower the hands, keep the legs, roll those shoulders back. You're either on fingertips or palms. Lift your right foot off the floor. Woo! Good morning, quadricep. Oh, this just doesn't get any easier. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Bend your knees, step over your left leg, lift your chest and torso back into a straight line, straightish line. Wrap your left arm around. I'm mirroring, so just in case you're going crazy here. And roll and twist to your right side. Big deep breath. Open it up. Watch for the strain in the head and neck. Energized left leg. Keep it really grounded here. Good. Take the torso back to center. You're going to drop your right knee. Some of you are going to just drop it right there. So a little bit more open pose. Some of you are going to be able to cross knee over knee again. It's kind of a half cow face legs. I think you all can see that. And then either fingertips behind, right? You should feel that left hamstring a whole bunch more, grounding that leg. If you have the flexibility, walk the hands forward. But I'm going to ask you not to round your upper back. Keep it tall. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good stretch. You notice I'm not reaching for my foot. I don't need to go any deeper. I feel that left hamstring having a conversation with me, and I'm just going to give it some permission, some space to open up. If this is way too intense, take the top knee off the bottom leg, right? Take that top leg off the bottom and it'll be less intense. One more big deep breath right here. And torso up. Roll your shoulders back, lean back into your hands, come back to Dandasana. Nice, solid, strong staff pose. Press the legs down to the floor, lift your chest, take the arms up. Breathe. Watch that you're not overstraining the fingers, right? Sometimes when we extend out, we can actually like get crazy with the hands. So keep the fingers extended, but don't overdo it. Don't feel the screen, as one teacher said, in those hands. Lower those hands to the floor, press into the floor, open chest, lift your left leg. Keep that right leg grounded. Breathe. You got this. Feel that quadricep. Wonder what's happened to it, right? Why isn't it even stronger after doing this many times? Big deep breath. Good. Bend your knees. Step it over. Lift your chest. Make yourself nice and tall. Wrap the right arm around. Come into a little baby twist. Keeping the right leg grounded. Don't over twist. Don't over pivot. A lot of times when we have a fulcrum, right, a place where we can pull against, we can overdo it. So be mindful there. Deep breath. And then take it to center. Just let the knee kind of drop to the side. That might be where you stay and you come forward right here. Otherwise, slide the knee across so you're more almost knee on top of knee. Watch for any hyperextension in the right leg. And then maybe the torso comes forward. Maybe not. Find the first stretch, right? The first inch or so of that hamstring stretch on the right. And see if you can stay there and instead of kind of plowing past it. You know, when you go to a gym a lot, you know, and for me, for so many years, you know, you go to the gym, you do your 3 sets of 10, you go to the next exercise, and it's almost rote. It's almost without mindfulness. So here, we practice more mindfulness. Yoga should always be about where is my body, what's it telling me, am I too deep, am I just being not deep at all, have I spaced out, all possibilities, none with judgment, but just with inquiry. All right, one more deep breath. And let it go, lean back, release that leg, stretch both legs out, and just shake them out. And then simply run your hands down and up. And there was a neat thing, my acupuncture friend, she would say, you know, go down one side, go up the other, go down one side, up the other, just shake it out, get rid of all that energy. And when you're ready, let's come to table pose. My goodness gracious, we were there for a while. So table pose, you're on your hands and your knees. Your fingers are spread out, your wrists relatively under those shoulders. Your knees are hips width apart. Belly is toned. Press your right leg back. Feel your belly tone in, feel the hips level out. And then lift the right leg and find level. If you lift too high, the back will sink down to the floor, so find that nice level space. And if you're ready, when you're ready, the left arm goes out. Balancing table, belly's toned. You're looking down at your mat. You're finding that breath. And then lower the hand, but keep the leg. Lift the chest, lift the heel of your right foot just a little, and then exhale, knee to chin. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it into center. Good, one more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it in, hold it right here, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. And then look forward at the top of your mat and step forward, right leg. Good, and pause here for a moment. So you know, low lunge here, right? No big deal. If you drop into the left hip, engage your left glute. Find the first stretch. Notice if you're leaning heavy to the outside of your hip or the outside of your knee. See if you can come to center, Tone the belly in. And then take your hands to your knee. Back off the pose. So you're coming into 90-90-ish. My left knee to left hip is pretty straight up. Right hand stays on my knee. Left hand to my chest. And I'm going to lift the chest. Now here's the tricky part. I'm not going to go to back bend, right? I'm not just going to bring my chest back. Because where do you feel it? Right here, right? Instead, I'm going to bring my whole torso back away from my right knee. Ooh, yeah, right? And maybe, hopefully, you feel more stretch. Your left glute is engaged, low belly is engaged. There's almost a tuck of the pelvis. I hope this feels as good to you as it does to me. And notice my torso is pretty neutral. I'm not opening the chest because I don't want to fall into the low back. If you're still okay here, head neutral, take the arm up, left arm up. Feel your top, the top of your back foot press into the floor. Your ear and your arm pretty much together. Find your breath. If you take a deep breath into this pose, you're gonna feel the psoas muscle stretch. Such a fascinating muscle, all the way from the inner upper thigh to the 12th thoracic rib, all along the lumbar vertebra. It's a cool muscle. Just breathe. And exhale, release. Take those hands to the floor. Flip your left toes under, lift your knee. Step back to plank pose. Where is it? Legs are energized. Think Dandasana. Shoulders away from the ears. Find your breath. Lower your knees to the floor. Find table pose again. That's it. And when you're ready, step the left foot back so you're on the ball mound of that foot. Level out the hips, tone through the belly, lift the leg. Simple, easy peasy, right? Toes are pointing down. Maybe you look and see if your toes are pointing down to the floor or if they're out to the side. What's your normal? And when you're ready, right arm out. Finding balancing table, keep squeezing your core. Use your breath. And lower the right hand, hold the leg. Look up a little bit as the leg lifts. Purposefully doing this kind of, half cow pose. And then exhale, knee to chest. Do this 3 times. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it in. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze, hold. See if you can get that knee really high and then look to the front of your mat as you step your left foot forward. Hold this lunge for a moment. Just check it out. How does that feel along the right front hip? I just gotta get this crazy hair out of the way, so hold on a sec. Find your pose. You got it. That's better. And then start to back off the pose. Take your hands to your knee and come into, I'm going to turn around here, come into that 90-90 with the right leg. Slight tuck of the pelvis, left hand stays on your knee. Right hand maybe goes to the chest, but it's a full torso. Maybe instead of the hand to the chest, you take the hand to your upper belly and feel the whole belly back off of the front, right? Oh, yeah. John and I have been hiking, and so I'm feeling these quadriceps a little bit. Open up the shoulders, head neutral, take the right arm up. Big deep breath, everybody. Stay with this stretch. Take a really deep inhale. Exhale it. Feel your stretch. And release. Take that hand to the floor. Take your other hand to the floor. Lift your right knee off the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, just stretch out those legs. Bend one knee and then the other. There you go. Oh, anybody else hearing their ankles crack a little bit? Some things don't change. And then inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, hover your knees a couple of inches off the floor. You should be pretty much shoulders to elbows. Squeeze the belly. Breathe. And then ever so slowly downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, hover the knees. If this is too much, just let the knees come down. It's okay. Give yourself permission to love your body, right? To take care of yourself. Even here, squeeze the imaginary beach ball between the arms and then downward facing dog. One more right here. Hover. Long torso. Gazing at the front of your mat. Finding the pose, finding the strength. Squeeze the imaginary beach ball. Lower your knees to the floor. Undo your toes. And come into child's pose briefly. And when you're in child's pose, it's a great time to curl your wrists or circle them to let go of some of that tension. Great, come on up, table pose. Gonna give you a couple of options here. Depending on how you're feeling this morning, either you're gonna come back to table pose to right leg straight, knee to chest right here for 3. If you're up for a little bit more, flip your toes, down dog. Lift the right leg. Feel that long line. And when you're ready for 3, knee to chest, hover over wrists. Exhale, lift it up, inhale. Exhale, squeeze it in. Good, one more. Exhale, squeeze it in. Even if you're down on knees, squeeze it in. Look toward the front of your mat. Step forward with your right foot. Lower your left knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Big deep breath. Good, take the arms to cactus. Squeeze the arms, elbows together, and then open them up wide. Squeeze them together. Open them wide. One more, squeeze. Open them big and wide. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Either step back to table pose, or lift your left knee, step back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg or reach your left leg back. When you're ready for 3, bring it in. Inhale it up. Exhale, bring it in. Exhale, lift. Last one, bring it in, hold, squeeze it in, core work. Look to the front of your mat, step forward. Lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Ah, feels so good. Love moving my body. Turn your palms forward. Exhale, press those elbows down toward your hips, toward your waist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull it down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull, pull, pull. And then inhale those arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your right knee, step back, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Breathe. Lift your left leg. Step all the way through. Nice long lunge here. You can do this with knee down. That would make sense, right? Or lift the knee up. If you lift it, fire up the right leg. Your right hand to the floor. You can do a soft fist here, which is really nice. And then take your left hand to your left knee. Turn the torso to the left, but stay centered on your back foot. And if you want, left arm up. Nice little lunge twist here. Remember that right knee can be down. We could be doing it right here. Still awesome. Still a twist. And then pretend somebody has your fingertips, your left ones, and it's pulling those fingertips up. Big deep breath. Lower that hand to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Remember, you can come to hands and knees here instead of down dog. Right leg lifts. Step all the way through. Notice your left hand stays on the floor, left fingertips or left soft fist. Your right knee centered. Take the torso to the right. Check the back foot. Is it leaning out to the side? Can you stay right at the center line of that foot so the leg is working optimally? Good. Stretch it out and then feel somebody has your fingertips and it's pulling them up just a little. Big deep breath. Lower that hand to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, hover your knees. Breathe. Lower your knees to the floor. And find a momentary child's pose. If you don't love child's pose, hips, knees, right? Hero pose here wouldn't work either. Just come to a side lying pose. That feels really good and doesn't stress the joints. Deep, deep breath. All right, that's enough rest. Hands to the floor, table pose once again. Either step forward, left foot, or downward facing dog to left foot forward. So you're in this nice high lunge. Turn your back foot to the side position. Take your left hand to your left knee and come on up. Simple warrior pose to start. Nice and simple. Good. So check out the legs. It's always good, you know, even if you do warrior two all the time, it's always good. Front heel either to back heel or back arch. Your front knee lined up from your hip bone to the center of your knee to the center of your foot. And then this right here, right? No spilling of the pelvis, the hips. So draw the low belly in, draw the tailbone down, energize those legs. Feel how strong that can be for you, for your body. Take the arms out and breathe. Turn the palms face up and listen up. I'm gonna reach with my left hand and I'm gonna step it over with the right. So I'm tapping like palm to palm. That's hard work. Open it up. Drop it back to reverse warrior. Good. Left arm out. Right arm comes up and over. Touches palm. Open it up. Drop it back. Good. One more. We're holding. Either stay in warrior. That's plenty. Bring it over. Tap your palm, but then separate shoulder width. Breathe. I know. This is big work for your core. Drop your left elbow to your left thigh. Come into extended side angle. A little easier, right? Belly tones. Good, one more just for fun. Reach the left arm, find side body. Woo! Come on up. Woo. Take your left toes, drop it forward. Wide leg forward fold. Good, hands to the floor. Lift your torso, heel toe, those feet together. Bend your knees, take your hands to your knees, come all the way up to standing. Roll your shoulders, curl your wrists, shake it out. And let's just go to the other side. Right foot forward, left foot back. Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you. John's in the background going, yes, that's right. I thought it was. It would only make sense that it was, but. All right, so same alignment, warrior two stance. Front knee nice and aligned, not rolling in, not rolling out. Belly toned in, arms out to the sides. Roll your shoulders. Turn the palms face up. Good, here we go. We're just gonna reach a little with the right arm. Take the left arm over and tap. And then open and reverse it. Inhale. Exhale, tap it over. Inhale, open it, reverse back. Last one. Reopen, tap it. Inhale, open, reverse. Yeah, good. And then take it over. Tap that hand and then open. Watch that the shoulders are not dropping. Squeeze the heck out of the legs and the belly. And then take your right forearm to your right thigh. Come into side angle. Big deep breath. Notice in this pose if your right hip is rolling forward, hence your right knee rolling to the middle. It is roll that hip back a little bit. Good. One last one. Take the right arm out. Oh, inhale it up. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Turn all your toes. Deep hinge as you come to forward fold. Maybe turn the head a little side to side. Soften through your neck. Hands to the floor. Turn your toes out 90 or about 45 degrees. Bend your knees. Take your hands to your knees and come on up to standing. And just feel that legs are straight, toes angled out. And I want you to just play here for a moment. Again, knee alignment, right hip, knee, foot alignment is really important. So I want you to just bend and straighten a little bit and see where your particular kneecaps go. If every time you bend, your knees curl into the middle, I want you to sit back more. If that's still happening, shorten your pose a little bit. You just won't go so deep. And then find your squat, sit back in the imaginary chair. I'm heavy in my heels here, but my ball mounds are still grounded. There you go. And then take the arms out to cactus. There's a good squeeze happening right here. Low belly tone, lower or tailbone down, arms in cactus pose. And then press the arms to the imaginary wall again. You should feel between your shoulder blades, you should feel those really engaged. Right, I'm not squeezing the elbows, I'm squeezing the muscles. Good, I'll try to mirror here. Take your left elbow to your right, just like we did before, and open it up. Same side, squeeze it across, open it up. Squeeze it across, hold, open it up. Go the other way, squeeze the elbow across, open. Don't let the elbows drop down. Squeeze it across. What's going on with your legs? Right, I'm distracting you with the arms. There you go. Squeeze. Take the elbows to the side, goddess pose. Maybe sink down a little more. Woo! Hands to your legs, straighten those legs. Roll your shoulders. Great fun this morning. Good, roll the shoulders. Good, let's come down one more time. Hang in there with me. If you're too wide, you're gonna know it. When you come down into these wide leg squats, you should feel really sturdy, right? One of the basic principles of yoga is steadiness and ease. So at some point, I have to feel steady, and at some point, I just can't be working so hard all the time. So find that place where you feel steadiness and some ease, even though we're working these quads, right? It's all good. Inhale, reach the arms up. You're gonna take the torso halfway down. Squeeze the heck out of your belly. Keep that soft curve in your low back. Feel the arms floating out to the sides. Squeeze behind you a little bit. Good, and then drop the hands to the floor. See if you can keep this wide leg thing going on. If you're tired, come on out. 1, you're gonna stay here, big squeeze of the low belly. 2, one hand inside and then outside ankle. Other hand, outside ankle. Whoo. Breathe. That's it, you got this. Let's see if we can do 3 more big deep breaths right here. Woo-wee. Last breath. Good, hands to the floor. Holy moly, straighten those legs. Turn the toes to point forward. Watch any hyperextension behind your knees. Drop your head toward the floor to stretch out the neck. And then walk your hands and turn the feet so that you are facing left side again. Left foot forward, right foot back. You're back in a lunge. Find your breath. Lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms out to the side. I'm going to turn forward here, just so you know. I've got my left knee forward, got my arms out. Cross your right under your left. Come to eagle arms. Here's where it'll get just slightly tricky. If you can, if you want, drop the elbows inside your leg. Squeeze your belly. Inhale the arms up. Whoa, balance, balance. And exhale, release. Hands to the floor, just switch. Bring your left leg back. Bring your right leg forward. Hands to knee, come on up. Inhale. Exhale out to the sides. Left under right. Eagle arms again. Big deep breath. And drop elbows if it makes sense. Squeeze your belly. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, let go. Hands to the floor. Slide your right leg back and come into a little child's pose. Find your breath. Notice your pose. Notice how you're feeling. Just one of you, I think, is new to my classes, so please honor that process. Big deep breath. Good, we've got one more here and then standing balance pose. And then we're down to the floor. So hang in there. If you're in child's pose, come on up. Table pose. And then step your right foot forward. You can do this knee down or knee up. So please honor your process, your pose. So I'm going to take my left knee up. I'm going to take my hands to my knee. And I'm going to come on up to a lunge. Nice, easy, high lunge. Knee down, perfectly wonderful. Big deep breath. Good, as you exhale, take your hands to the floor, but take your right hand inside your right foot. And maybe walk that right foot out a little bit so that you have room for your shoulders. And then start to bend the elbows. A block here could be awesome because you could take your elbows to a block. But if not, it's just a softening of the elbows toward the floor. Big, deep knee or hip opener here. So my right leg, you can't see it, but my right knee is nestled into my right arm. I'm just gonna see where my hips will go. You can try lowering your left knee, coming down to your elbows. You can lift your left knee. You can stay on your hands. Big deep breath. Belly tone. Don't let the left hip drop to the floor. Keep them level. Good. You're going to walk yourself around to a wide leg. And then you're going to keep going until your hands are in front of your left foot. Your left hand inside your left leg. Legs wide enough to make room for your shoulders. Your right knee is either on the floor or not. Drop to the elbows or not, or a block. Big deep breath. If you're on elbows, press into your hands. Walk yourself back to a wide leg pose. Soften the knees, hands to knees. Come on up. Oh. And heel toe. Those feet back to center. Shake it out. Roll your shoulders. If you have a block, go ahead and grab it. This is going to be kind of a precursor. We're doing a balance pose. If you are near a wall and want to use the wall, go ahead, because it's always wonderful to have that little extra safety. So if you have a block, I want you to put, I'm not going to mirror. Forget it. I'll get all backwards. So have the block to the outside of your left foot. Hands to hips. Obviously, maybe not so obvious, we're going to go to eagle pose. We're going to come to it slowly. So a solid left foot. And what I love about the block is you can step your right leg across and just put your foot on the block. I really like this version, especially if you're working on your balance. But then notice the left hip, left glute. Got to squeeze it in. Glute is active, legs active. I'm not falling out to the side. I'm squeezing it in. So one, you're going to stay right here. Arms go out. Your right leg is on top. So your left arm goes on top. And you come into your version of eagle arms. It could be out here. It can be palms. Now, if you want to go further, you've got to bend your left knee. You can see now the knees are one on top of the other. If you want more, you lift the left or the right foot, tricky to do from the block, and wrap it around. Block is there for your safety. Eagle pose, the legs have to be bent in order for this to work. How do we find steadiness in ease here? Can we calm ourselves down, embrace the wiggle, find a focus point? Big deep breath. Woo. And release, come on. Good. Take the block to the other side. Remember, if you have a wall nearby, you can use that wall, just put hands to wall. Find that solidness in the right leg. Take your hands to your hip and just step over. Left foot steps over to the block. And then bend into the knees. One of the things you might want to consider is giving those thighs a little squeeze. So without using the hands first, see if you can lift your left foot off the block and wrap it at any point. All the way around, part way around. You all can see me wiggling like crazy, right? Find your spot. Knees are bent, belly is toned. Arms out, right arm on top of left. Eagle arms, eagle pose. Big deep breath. Try to smile and find a focus point at the same time. Breathe. Whew. And release. Holy moly. And scoot your block out of the way. Come up to the front of your mat. And come into a sweet little forward fold, Uttanasana. Nice, easy breath, everybody. Soft knees. And then bend your knees, step back to downward facing dog. Come to plank. Lower your knees. Come on down. Lay right on your belly. Pause right here. Let your forearms or your hands make a pillow for your head. And then just lift your left leg. Keep the hip point, the hip bone on the floor. I'm only lifting my head so that I'm not talking into my mat. So you can keep your head down. Lift, squeeze, keep the hip on the floor. And lower. Other side, lift the right leg, but don't lift the hip point off the floor. And down. See if you can lift both legs. Breathe. And lower down. And come into Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose is so easy, really, but can be tricky for the lower back. So we press the pubic bone down, engage the hips and legs, tone the belly in, press into the forearms all the way to the fingertips. And if this feels yucky on your low back, you move the arms forward. Big deep breath. And lower down, everybody. Shake out the hips. Good, and then take the hands kind of outside the shoulder line. I like my hands to be wide, but the elbows don't go wide. The elbows still train in. Forehead to the floor, lift the legs. And then if you have some room to move, press into your hands, press the shoulders back. Don't lift the head, keep it neutral, right? I'm just have a nice curve in my cervical spine and my neck. Legs up, energized, press into the hands. Modified locust pose. 1, stay here, take 2, take the upper body down, that's too much. Or 3, reach the arms behind. Thumbs down, shoulders away from the floor. Big deep breaths. Good, listen up, hands back to the floor right where you were. Shoulders back, elbows back, legs lower. Cobra pose. Bigger back bend. Low back hurts, lower it lower. Good, from here, bend the elbows a little. Now we're working triceps on the way down. Woo! Lower another inch. Try not to lose it. Lower another inch. Don't let the elbows, shoulders come up to your ears. And all the way down. Relax your arms. Bend your knees, windshield wiper those legs. And lower the legs, turn on to one side. And work your way all the way to your back. Take the arms overhead again, soft elbows. We started here at the beginning of class. Just notice if the arms, the shoulders, the chest feel a little more open, a little less tension there. Nice long back of the neck so your chin isn't reaching up. And then press your arms, shoulders to the floor, like push them in as if that was a wall right behind you. And then let that go. Good, 2 more right here. Push down, watch the head, neck, jaw. And release. Last one, push the shoulders, arms, hands into the floor. And release. Good, both knees to chest. Wrap your arms either around your knees or underneath the knees. long back of your neck. Leave your left knee in, stretch your left leg really long, really long. And then let that leg come to the floor. Take your hands behind your right or your left knee, take it up to the ceiling. Your leg does not have to go straight. Point your toes. Flex your foot. Circle 1 or 2 times in one direction and then the other. Bend your left knee, bring it to chest. Bend your right, bring it back to chest. Straighten your left leg super long. Let it come all the way to the floor. Your hands are behind your right knee. Straighten that leg up to the ceiling, shoulders down. Point and flex. Circle a couple times one direction and the other. Bend your knee, bring it to chest. Straighten your right leg down to the floor. Take your feet to the edges of your mats. Drop your arms down to your sides. And let's find Shavasana. So if you can, stay here in Shavasana. Let your body surrender. Let it surrender to the mat. Let it surrender to the way things are right here, right now. Find your breath. Just breathe.